The 100 Season 2, Episode 9, Remember Me. This was a really good comeback episode for the season, especially coming off of that crazy mid-season finale. It was kind of interesting to figure out what was going to happen. Like, how were characters going to feel? What exactly was going to happen with this actual alliance in this episode? What was going to happen, of course, with Mount Weather? And we got, little increments in all three of those really important things. And, of course, the alliance and the death were, of course, very linked, so that was kind of just one storyline. But it was really good. It was very well done. I enjoyed the little twist at the end. I've seen that before where it was like, the poison was on the cup and not in the jar or the bottle or whatever. And it's kind of funny. I've seen that several times, but it's really, like, in the grand scheme of things, it's one of, like, those, it's almost a cliche, but it's common enough where you can be like, oh, I've seen that before. But it's uncommon enough to when it happens, it's like, oh yeah, I forgot I've seen that before. And it was just kind of interesting. And it was cool that, that's kind of what it was. I really thought it was just the poison, because they easily could have tested it. But, if someone else gets poisoned, you aren't really going to, drink it yourself and be like, hey, look, it's, that, because that could end up getting you killed. But I thought it was really cool. I thought it was very well done. It was kind of a surprise. I think like most people, I thought it was Indra, because she was the one who always has the rash sort of personality where she just wants to, kill all the sky people, as they call them, the 100. And, it seemed like it was her. She, of course, still is her character. She had the part like when they thought it was Raven and they were taking Raven. She was like, I pleaded to have, all of you guys just murdered. And it was just interesting. It was cool that it was like the second in command, and he knew it was enough poison to, make someone sick, but, that wasn't it. Like, it wasn't going to mess with you or anything like that. And it was really cool. And, she wouldn't have drunk it anyway, because obviously that was the whole plan, was to do it himself. And I thought that was cool. It was like, I'll get poisoned, I'll get saved, because I know it's just weak enough, and then the alliance is broken because it'll kill, it'll have our commander get killed. And I thought that was cool. It was oddly noble. It was weird. Like, it wasn't exactly smart, because of course he ends up getting killed off because of that. But I understand where he's coming from. Like, they have the conversation when they're on horseback, and it's like, you are the coalition. Like, bringing us together with the Sky People is much more difficult for some people to swallow compared to bringing the 12 clans together. And that was cool. It was an interesting concept that he had. Like, I understand why he did it, because of course he wanted to save her, because he figured, people are going to hate each other so much that they're going to take her out and then break up the alliance when, whoever decides to take over. So it was good. Like, I understood his motives. Obviously it just didn't work. Like, it wasn't, he was trying to help her, but I feel like he wasn't looking at the big picture enough. And, I kind of understand that. I'm sure, like, we don't really know the backstory of those two characters and how long he's really been looking after her. And kind of like Clark's mother mentions, like, the Grounders are kind of being led by a child. And who knows, he could have been watching over her since she actually was like a little kid or something. So it could have been a more fatherly type of connection. Like I said, we don't know the background, but I feel like that's typically where that type of stuff comes from. When you look at one person more than the, overall picture, it kind of comes from something like that, where you've known them for such a long time, you've seen them grow, and you want to protect them more than you want to protect, like, everyone else. So I understood where he was coming from. It sucked that he died. It was really interesting. It was something that was, they stuck to their morals, even if it was one of their people, and he did it not to actually kill anyone, but to simply destroy the alliance. They still killed him, and the other people went along with it. They didn't seem to have any issues that I saw, at least. They followed the strict rules, just like when it was Raven. I'm sure it was a little bit easier for them in that case, because it's like, oh, it's one of the Sky People, let's, chop them up. But even when it was one of their own people, they followed their rules. They, kind of cut him and stuff, and then she came and she took out her blade, which was really cool. I didn't realize she had, like, an actual, it's, like, in the shape of a katana, so that made me love it even more. But, they do their little cuts, and then she comes out and just drives it into him, and it was like, they follow their own rules. They do things, and not only was that scene really good because we got to see them sort of flip their script on us. Like, they were attacking Raven at first because they thought it was her, and then they switched to one of their own people, like, in the, in an instant. Once they figure it out, that's it. She didn't do it, so we'll let her go, despite some of the stuff that happened. And how they didn't exactly get the revenge they wanted to, they still let Raven go because that was a different thing. So they let her go, and then they did what they do on one of their own people. And not only was it just an instant switch for them attacking one of their enemies to one of their own, or killing one of their enemies to their own, but it also led to Clark realizing that, you know, the Grounders are different people. Like, they have a mindset, they know what they're doing, and that's what they follow. And I know Clark's mother said, like, we aren't so different after all, and that was, you know, really just like the rules and stuff. Like, if you do something that we deem this bad, we'll kill you even if you're one of our own people. And that was, you know, kind of the big thing. But it kind of showed Clark, like, when she had the conversation with the commander, she was like, you know, love is a weakness. Like, you have to stop loving people because you'll just get people killed, and it'll hurt you until you you know, you're just stuck with pain and no other people to lose. And I enjoyed that. It was actually surprising. I didn't expect that, honestly. It was just like, you know, it's a shocking scene. They actually followed through, and it was like, as much as they hate doing it, they did it, even if it wasn't, you know, one of the Sky people. But I didn't expect Clark to kind of switch and say, like, she wasn't kidding. She wasn't just saying that just to say it. That's how she feels. This was her second in command. And she killed this guy. Like, he did this. He didn't actually poison her. He poisoned himself, and it was to bring down this alliance. But that's not what she wanted, and she killed this guy that she cared about. And, you know, that settled in. It was like Clark realized, love is a weakness. I gotta do what I have to do. And, you know, she told Bellamy to basically go into Mount Weather and get captured so he can figure some stuff out. And, you know, like, the whole episode, honestly, when it first happened, it was just like a little thing, like, oh, she's seeing Finn alive, and it's like, you know, he opens his eyes, and then she's seeing him all over the place. It made me think she got like some Spider-Man 2 syndrome or something, like Amazing Spider-Man, and she's just, you know, seeing the dead guy everywhere. But at the very end, the way she got rid of him was just, love is a weakness. And, like, she, you know, she cared about him, and she told him, like, I love you and stuff. And, you know, we have this, which is the very next episode, and it's like, love is a weakness. I can't still love you. Like, even if you're alive, I can't do that. And, you know, it's much easier because he's already gone. And it's like, you know, love is a weakness. I can't see you. I have to just get you out of my mind. Otherwise, I'm just going to be distracted and stuck in the past. And that'll just make me lose more people. And it might just get me killed. So it was a great twist for her character. And I'm really curious to see what she's going to be like. Because her big thing has always been that righteous character where it's like, alright, save this person, save that person, don't hurt them, don't hurt that person. And now it's like, I just can't care as much as I want to because I'll just lose everyone else. Or if I don't lose everyone else, I'll lose more people than I would have if I cared. So I'm definitely excited to see how she changes and, you know, just exactly where things go with her character. How that may actually backfire, because I'm sure it will. I don't think they'll keep her like this permanently. And something's going to happen, and she'll realize she can't be absolute. She can't completely love and then completely not love. You kind of have to balance it out. Like, some people, or just some situations, I shouldn't say some people, but in some situations you have to realize that the loving side of you is more important than the mission side of you. So for now, I think maybe an episode, possibly 2 or 3, she'll be kind of drone Clark, I guess that's the best way to describe it. And she'll kind of just be mission, mission, mission. And I'm sure something's going to happen that's going to be really big. I don't know what it's going to be. Honestly, it could be any character dying. And it might just switch her right back. Like, that was a mistake. I lost this person because I was in, like, mission mode. I was just going, you know, without giving a crap about anyone's life. So I feel like that's what's going to happen. Even if it doesn't, I'm almost 100% sure she won't just be like, no love, all mission, you know, for the rest of the series. But I'm excited to see how they take this route for her character in these next couple episodes, or for however long they carry it. I'm sure it'll be good. And of course, the final portion of this episode, the Mount Weather stuff. The Mount Weather stuff mixed in with, like, camp stuff with Raven being busted. Those two scenes instantly made me think, like, crap, we're gonna lose, like, another character. In, you know, we just lost a character. We're already about to lose another one in this. I really thought that Raven was going to get killed off. I forgot that they kind of did, like, their ritual where they cut you a little so you feel that pain. And I guess I thought that was only for them killing off the village, but I guess it's kind of the same no matter what. And then, of course, the stuff with Monty where it happened the same way with the girl, I believe her name was Harper, and it was like, where's Monty? He wasn't behind me, and we haven't seen him. Instantly freaked me out like crap. He got busted too, and unfortunately, he did get caught by the end of the episode, and I don't know what the heck's gonna happen to him. I like Monty. I don't know. I just I want everybody to escape there, of course, but he's been busted. He found the other girl. Fortunately, she's at least still alive, because I know taking bone marrow from a person can be way more deadly than like taking blood. That's literally drilling into someone's bones and stuff. So hopefully she'll be able to survive too. But now they're both trapped, and who knows what's going to happen with numbers kind of dwindling. And really, there are only like 3 people within Mount Weather that we actually give a crap about. Maybe 4 if you count the leader, because I actually like him as a character. It's his son and the doctor that are really the bad guys, and I mentioned this before. They might try to take over for him. They maybe kill him off. I don't know. I hope not, because like I said, I actually like his character. He actually has like true defining morals. As much as he wants to get out, he doesn't want to just kill off all these kids. So it's, things are really coming to a head. I'm definitely excited. And then next week is some crazy monster thing, and I don't know what to expect from that. It could be the character that Octavia saw. I think it was in the season premiere, and she saw something. She thought she was just like on drugs or whatever, and that was it. We haven't seen that character, and he was like he was like really disfigured, and we haven't seen him since that episode. And it was just that little scene. He was in front of her. She freaked out. He ran, and then she thought it was a hallucination, and he's just like hiding in the bushes. So he could be the monster. It could be something else. It could be a new experiment from Mount Weather or something like that. I don't know. I'm definitely excited though. Either way, it's some new thing that everyone's afraid of. It's like at first it was the Reapers. Now it's something else. So I can't wait to see what that looks like and how crazy things get. I don't know if it's going to be like an actual monster type of thing where it's an actual creature that's bigger than most people. That would be really cool, because I don't think we've really had too much of the crazy mutation type of things. We had like the deer in the first episode, and that was really it. That was just like for shock value. And we found out that the Reapers were actually just normal people. They were just basically driven insane by this drug. So, excuse me, they aren't exactly monsters or anything. They're just kind of, driven crazy, which I kind of have to point this out, even though it was small. That was some great stuff they did for Lincoln in this, where my favorite part was definitely when he said, like, let me speak for these people, and Indra was like, you are these people, and she shut the door on them. That was my favorite part of his, like, little moments he had in this episode, because he mentioned some other stuff where people called him a traitor, and then people feared him as well, because he was turned into a Reaper, even though he's cured now. It's just like, you were one, and that's, it's black and white. That's all there is to it. So I love those little moments they had as well. But I'm definitely excited for what we're going to get next week. Of course, I want to know what you guys thought about this episode. So please comment below. Let me know your favorite parts, your least favorite parts. And I guess the biggest question is what's going to happen with Mount Weather? Like, how do you guys think they're really going to, take them down? And who's going to survive? Because there are, really only 2 characters. It's like the leader, I believe his name's Dante, if I remember correctly. He's an okay guy. He might get swept up because, of course, I mentioned this before as well. When you're the leader and a lot of the people under you are bad, you automatically seem bad because, you kind of have to assume, like, well, this guy's in charge. How could he not know this or that? So he might get taken out involuntarily as well. But he could survive. Jasper's girlfriend could survive. I can't think of her name right now either. But like I said, I want to know what you guys think. So please comment below. Let me know. And thanks for watching.